You're on air with Brian Peel, coming to you live right around the world. Time for a very special interview, and this artist, incredible, fresh from winning Australian Idol 2025. He's already being hailed as one of Australia's freshest voices. With a retro pop groove, soulful vocals and a debut single, Marshall Hamburger is carving his own place in today's music scene. His brand new track, Thought of You, is out now, and we're so thrilled to have him join us. Marshall, welcome to the show.
Hey Brian, thank you for having me.
How exciting is this? I've been pretty keen to get you on air with me, and it's finally happened. How are you? What's going on?
We're actually driving towards the airport to go to Adelaide right now.
Okay, so you're a Queensland fella, right? Originally from Doonan in Queensland's Sunshine Coast. Is that where you are, and you're trekking across to the South Australian part of the world?
Yeah, that's it. We're just coming from Doonan right now.
So Doonan's obviously where you originated from. How did that upbringing shape your musical taste and your future ambitions to become a recording artist?
Well, I mean, obviously having both of my parents being musicians and having their sort of 80s retro music playing around the house definitely influenced me a lot, especially with my music taste. And you know, I always had I was always singing. We're always singing together, me, mum, and dad together. I think there's lots of clips of like dad playing guitar for Crowded House songs like Don't Dream It's Over and all those classic hits. And then we'd sing along together. We'd all sort of beat around the house singing. So I guess it really has influenced the type of music that I like and what I like to do, which is sing.
So something must have clicked for you, right? So when did you realise that singing and playing music could be a career rather than just a passion project or a hobby?
Yeah, well, I was going to this school, music industry college, and I was actually leaning more into film. I was thinking of going into the film industry as like a director. That was my dream. But then at some point, I think it was near the end of year 12, I was putting together a band for like an open mic, and then we played this song. It was a Lawrence song called "Do You Want to Do Nothing with Me?" And it's like my favorite song, like one of my favorite songs ever. And we put it together and we played it in front of the whole school. I reckon the keyboard failed about 3 times during the performance, but I didn't care. It was just so fun, and the feeling of watching everyone sort of really get into it. I was like, wow, this is what I want to do. I want to make people dance. I want to make people groove. This is awesome.
Now, Australian Idol, what a journey. Walk me through your audition process, because watching it on TV for us is quite special. But for you as a performer and auditioning, what is going through your mind when you first stepped into that audition room?
I mean, I was literally terrified. I couldn't feel my hands. like my face was going numb. My hands were going numb. So I feel like I was going to pass out. I remember stepping on the thing, and you see the judges in person, because they're just TV personalities, and you just see them, and they talk to you through microphones, so their voices are amplified in the studio. Hello there, how are you doing, Marshall? It's like, oh my god, I'm not doing okay.
Now, your song choices are right on the money. Your song choices are actually my song choices. Leo Sayer, Go West, The Police, all those classics. Why those classics, Marshall? Tell me.
It's good music, really.
It is, isn't it?
Like I never intended to go out as like a retro guy, but I was just picking the songs just because it's good music, and then I ended up being like, oh, okay. I think what I like is the retro sound. Obviously, it's clearly something I like.
Now, over the weeks on the show, what was the biggest challenge for you, do you think, emotionally, technically, mentally, that sort of you faced head on, and how did you overcome that?
I think one of the biggest challenges I faced was definitely like the short turnaround time for all the songs. Like I'm a very big perfectionist when it comes to like performances and music. So having only like a couple of days to get a song fully ready for like TV performance, I was stressed about that all day, every day. And like I'd be rehearsing in my room. I'd be practicing in the bathroom. That's where I sang in the bathroom in the stairwell. That's where I sang, because the stairwell had nice reverb.
Now, the feedback from the judges, obviously, what feedback from them resonated most strongly with you, whether it was negative or positive? How did you push forward?
I think probably one of my favorite bits of one of my favorite comments that I got was from Marsha Hines. It was when I did that As the Days Go By performance, and she was talking about Daryl Braithwaite and like what an amazing singer and what an amazing range and emotion he has when he sings. And then and then at the end of that, she was like, "You just did that man great justice tonight. Well done." I was like, "Oh my god." Coming
When
from
you hear Marshall Hines say, "Well done, you've done it."
I've done it. I've made it. I'm okay.
Now, the big moment, your name got called out, announced winner. Obviously, you would have, your immediate reaction to that, winning the Australian Idol title comes with a 100k prize. Tell me, what was your initial reaction when you first heard your name, and have you started tapping into that 100k, Marshall?
Yes. Well, I remember when they first announced the name, they didn't say Marshall. They said Burger. They said Burger Boy. Burger Boy. And I was like, who the hell is Burger Boy? At first, because then I thought about it for like a couple of seconds, like, oh my god, wait, that's me? I looked around it, I was like, and I looked around it, then I was like, she's saying, yes, it's you. I was like, oh my god, that's so weird. And as for the 100 grand, I have been spending it on music gear, only music gear.
Good.
Yeah.
So save a bit for a rainy day.
Yes, pretty much. That's the goal. Keeping the money up is the goal.
Now, you're obviously a man on demand, and I obviously really appreciate you taking the time to chat, but you've got this sudden increase in public attention and expectations. Is there any pressure? How are you managing that?
I mean, 100%. You know, whenever I go out to do a performance, I'm always wary that someone might have a phone up or someone's recording something, and that something might go out into the world. So I'm always thinking about, I need to really, really do good on every single performance I do in public, because someone might film it and someone might show it to someone. So there's definitely a bit more pressure, but you know, it's sort of I guess it's sort of like a double-edged sword. It's like, it's nice to have the pressure of people watching and, you know, public attention, but then it's also like, oh, I better not screw up.
No, definitely not in this day and age, for sure. It's a gamble to take, that's for sure. Now, as far as genre goes,
100%.
Retro, pop, soul, how much of that already is sort of within you, and how much evolved over your time on Australian Idol?
Well, I think the sound I was always going for was always that sort of like retro 70s feel, like 70s 80s feel. I was always going for that in the original music I was writing beforehand. But I think sort of during Idol, that really got cemented as like, yes, that's the vibe that I'm going for. That sort of retro pop. Retro pop is the thing that I am going for. But
Yep.
it was always the thing that I just the music that I was attracted to.
And it's resonated with so many people. So there's people out there who obviously walk away feeling, you know, great about listening to your music and are feeling. What do you want people to feel or think when they hear your music?
I definitely want people to sort of like feel happy and feel sort of love and joy. That, you know, one of the phrases that we have for the project is music for joy. And that's sort of the goal, really, in the end of the day.
Now, I want to talk about your new track, Thought of You. Congratulations on the debut single. How does it feel to finally release Thought of You after winning Idol?
It feels so good. I have been holding on to that song for so long. It's been like, it was like, it started as a demo from 2023, and, you know, we worked on it for months after Idol, and to have it out there in the world and people actually be able to go on Spotify and iTunes and Apple and actually listen to it, it feels very, very gratifying. It's like everything's actually all worth it at the end.
Now, what's the story behind it? Do you have was you inspired? Was there some sort of a big, bright moment where you thought, yep, I'm going to write a song about this? Where did it come from?
Well, I remember I sort of wrote the song, like the ideas of the song, sort of about, because I was a year out of high school when I wrote it. So I wrote it about like my high school love experience, which was, you know, a lot of yearning instead of actually a lot of like talking. So it was sort of written sort of about that, you know, thinking about someone who's so cool that even though you're not actually talking to them, the thought of them is just so cool that it turns your day around for the better and makes you feel happy and feel joyful.
Now, no pressure, but you've been compared to legends like Elton John and Billy Joel. How do those influences show up in this track? No pressure.
Oh, well, I think no pressure. I mean, definitely. I think one of Elton John's songs, "Take Me to the Pilot," is like that. I really love his toggle chords. Elton John's toggle chords. He uses them a lot, and the whole song "Thought of You" is built around a toggle chord, like D major to A major. And Elton John uses those chords all throughout his music. He uses it especially in "I'm Still Standing" as well. He uses that Yes, yes. So those sort of toggle chords I'm very much inspired by, and the sort of the storytelling of Billy Joel I really, really enjoy.
Now, Idol gave you such a huge platform. How did that experience shape the way you approached recording this first single?
Well, I mean, definitely having the experience of working with those like really intense session musicians really sort of helped me with the quality standard as to the recording. So especially because it's the first single, I wanted it to be very, 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 very good. So sort of having that experience with working with really, really professional musicians sort of helped me to come into this recording with a bit of a clearer, open mind. And yeah, definitely helped me ended up creating a better product in the end.
Now, your music mixes storytelling with grooves that make people move. Which comes first for you, Marshall? Is it the words or the rhythm?
It's the rhythm, 100%. I always say that my favorite thing in music is like is rhythm and groove. That's my favorite thing in music. So I always, whenever I write a song, I write a groove first, and then I think of the story later.
Now, you've become quite the jet setter because you are on your way to Adelaide. But now that your first single is out, what's next? An EP, an album, a tour? Can you even tell us or give us a little sneak peek about what you've got cooking?
Well, we are planning to tour off of... we do have another single coming out sort of around November-ish time. Yes, I got that right. November-ish time is the plan. And we're sort of planning to tour on those singles, and then sort of early next year we're planning to release... Actually, no. 1 year from now, we're planning to release... from 1 year from when I won Australian Idol, next year we're planning to release an album.
That is exciting because I think there's many fans out there who are super keen to just hear you on repeat 24/7. I have one of my most favourite parts of an interview is some really quick fire questions, and it's super fun. And I want the first answer that comes into your mind, Marshall. What's the number one most played song on your music player?
Guy Used to Be by Lawrence.
Name what?
Probably one of my most played.
Name one of your favourite quotes.
I was going to say to be or not to be. That is the question. That's the first quote that popped up in my head.
That works. What chore do you absolutely hate doing?
Cleaning the room.
Hopefully your mum's not in the car with you. What's your favourite 80s jam? Is she? Okay. What's your favourite 80s jam?
80s jam? My favourite 80s jam is probably... it's a Michael McDonald song. I'm Here to Love You. I'm Here to Love You.
Now, your favourite exercise. What is it? What's your favourite exercise?
My favourite exercise is I forget what it's called, but it's a thing where like you're sitting on basically like core exercises, which is I'm doing like knee ups. Knee ups are my favourite.
And your favourite body part, Marshall? What's your favourite body part?
My favourite body part is the face.
Now, which celebrity do you get mistaken for?
I suppose I have a couple times Benson Boone, but like. Literally only because of the moustache, though. you got to keep that. That's have a moustache. I would not.
That moustache, it's working for you. It has to stay. What songs are included on the soundtrack to your life? Do you think?
A lot of 1975 and a lot of Lawrence.
When was the last time you felt nervous, or are you completely over that now?
Oh no! Literally the last performance I did in Sydney at the Soda Factory.
Now, what do you think about when you're alone in your car? So we'll pretend Mum's not there, but what would you think about?
Yeah, I suppose when I'm alone in my car, there's one thing that I always think about is I think, wow, I feel so free. Whenever I drive, I like driving sometimes. Sometimes I'm just driving. I'm like, wow, I feel so free. This is lovely.
Describe your perfect day.
My perfect day: staying in bed all day, watching movies and playing video games, and then being able to do music at the same time.
Sign me up.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
What do you think your friends would say that they appreciate most about you?
Probably the good vibes. Good vibes. I try to.
And just finally, if you could invite any three people in the world, living or dead, to your place for dinner, who would they be?
Probably Michael Jackson, Michael McDonald, and John Farnham.
Oh, yes. Oh, you got to have
I
Farnsey
feel like those
there.
are three very interesting people.
Yeah.
Got to have Farnham.
You got to have Farnsey. Absolutely.
I would actually just love to hear Farnham sing in person. That would be. I think I'd be too terrified after hearing him sing.
Now, I don't think there's a normal day. Like, a normal day would look different for you now than what it did, a few years ago. You're on the go 24/7. Marshall, what does a normal day look like for you now?
So a lot of it's like waking up, doing social medias, and doing all the work for getting like whatever needs to be announced on social media for that day. And then that's sort of doing music, writing lots and producing lots. And then depending on if there's a gig that day, I'm driving, flying, or going somewhere to a gig.
So you'll be living out of a suitcase for a little while longer, that's for sure.
Yes, that is true. Fortunately and unfortunately.
Well, it has been an absolute pleasure. I know you are a busy boy on the march, and we are super excited that Thought of You is out now, and we have definitely added it to all of my shows across On Air with Brian Peel, and we will continue to play them. We look forward to all of your upcoming material. Now, for all the fans out there, Marshall, where can they connect with you, download your music? How can they do that?
You can find me on Marshall Hamburger Music at Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, all the places. And then you can also go to my website, marshallhamburgermusic.com.au. There's that's where all the new stuff gets announced, and all the gigs, all the new music, everything.
Well, check him out, folks. Marshall Hamburger across social media, Apple Music, Spotify, and where you get all of your great music. Marshall Hamburger, what a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time, dropping in for a chat today.
Awesome. Thank you for having me, Brian.